When I say as a kid, I played in university. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Apologetically Me. I'm Maggie,
I'm Wanda.
and we're here to talk about bachelorettes. I just went to my first one, so now I'm here to give Wanda and you the 411. But before we get started, Wanda, tell the people what you got going on.
Yeah, so I have been sick. It has not been COVID, fortunately, but it was a very rough cold that I think I got from going to a concert, which feels very not worth it. But I was feeling rather shitty for the past week, and then Jordan kind of got like a very mild version of it, which is like sad because when both of us are sick, like who takes care of the person who is sick. So we had to like be like, who's more sick? And then we had to like figure out who would cook that way.
Mm.
But yeah, he had a very very like the same kind of symptoms, but he never had a fever. Uh he just was very stuffy, I guess, for the entirety of it. I probably had the worst fever I've ever had in my life hit me on like the Saturday, which was like the second day of the cold. I was like feeling all fine and everything in the morning, and then around like 4 p.m. rolls around and it like just knocked me out, and it just got worse and worse. I felt like my head was gonna like boil off. But afterwards, my throat was no longer sore, and I woke up feeling slightly better the next day. So I'd call it a win.
This does not sound like a win because you're still sick, but like I understand where you're leaning.
Yeah. I mean, I hate that I still have a cough, and I hate that my nose is still a bit runny. So I wish those would go away because like I feel like awkward being like slightly sick in public now, cuz like I feel like people are like judging me and being like, "Ew, she has COVID."
Yeah, I would also judge you. I judge anyone in the office who coughs.
There was a person like hacking up a lung on the treadmill like a few weeks ago, and Jordan and I were theorizing whether this person was just like a smoker or like just trying to get into shape. But he would like run for like 10 minutes probably, and then start like coughing for 5 minutes like nonstop,
Oh
and then he'd go
my.
back to running. So I was like, admire his commitment, but also ew, gross.
I can't believe you didn't mention that about my itinerary. Like, so is this? I thought it was gonna be your update. Like, you guys were like gonna go to Korea, Japan with us.
Oh, nothing's booked yet. I
Oh, well,
I
just browsing. I
I
see.
yeah, I mean like so Jordan got his credit card in the mail.
Hmm.
He picked it up. This was last Thursday, and he was like, "Okay, I'll book it over the weekend." And I was like, "Cool." The weekend rolls by. He has not booked it. Monday comes around. He's like, "Oh shit, I should have booked it." And then today he was talking to his coworkers, and he was like, well, I have this trip to maybe like Japan and Korea coming up, but like I still haven't booked it. Like I just keep talking about it. And my girlfriend's very like upset. And she's like, if you don't do it now, I will like she will just book a trip to New York instead. Um so then I was like, hey, you gonna book the trip? So he got back from where we were, and he opened up the itinerary which Maggie had crafted, and it was like very well done. And we figured out some dates, some potential dates. September 24th to October 9th, I think, is what we're thinking for Japan and then Korea. So currently looking at hotels, I think he is, or like figuring out where to stay.
Yeah. Yeah, he messaged me for the name of our Japanese hotel or the address of the hotel we're staying in Tokyo. So,
We
would
are probably not staying there.
oh, why?
It is far.
No,
Like we were looking,
it's on the main line.
yeah, we were looking at like best places to stay, like best like areas, I guess, within Tokyo,
Mhm.
and it was not one of the areas.
Yeah, I saw that list too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's okay.
Sh- I think he's looking at Shabu. Sha- it
Shibuku?
starts with maybe
Shinjuku?
Shabuhu.
Shibuya
Shinjuku,
or
maybe?
Shinjuku?
Shibuya, maybe? I don't know. It
As
starts
long
with an
as
S.
you're on the Yamamote line, whatever it's called, that's the main line. You're fine. And ours is like a
Yeah.
2-minute walk from the subway station. So
Oh,
we're like,
nice.
great. And there's like
Yeah.
a lot of the main shops that I want to go, like the franchises, like Ichiran Ramen, Kura Sushi, like they have their own locations near us. What?
Why do you want to go to a
Not
franchise?
franchise, sorry, but it's like they're popular in Japan. Like they're
Oh,
the ones you
okay.
always like see, but they have like multiple locations in
Okay.
Tokyo. I don't know. I don't know if franchise is the right word because they're only local to Tokyo.
It is a right word, but when you say franchise, I think of like a
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
I want to go to a McDonald's. That's on my list.
Oh, yeah. I didn't love the hotel.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so, which is like, why do I need to love the hotel if I'm going to spend like very minimal time in the hotel? But I feel like I need to like really be like, yes, I am inspired by this hotel. I feel like it's kind of like an uphill battle right now to like just get me on board. Because like, I just keep questioning things and I'm like, okay, but are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? And I don't know if it's like counterproductive. But like, he was the one who wanted to go on this trip and he knows that I don't super really care about wanting to go. So,
He has to inspire you.
yes, exactly.
So, would you come back with us to Japan or you'd stay the rest of the time in Korea?
We go from Japan to Korea and then back home.
I would have
Yeah.
thought you wanted to be in Korea for longer because that was like the main apple to your eye.
Yes, but then Jordan looked at dates for Korea, and the day that you are traveling is the cheapest day by a lot.
It sure is.
So
Yeah, I
that was the
understand.
decider for me.
I understand. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like I don't really like. There's only so much I can eat, anyways. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Well,
2 weeks. It's gonna be a long time.
yeah, my new friend, one of the bridesmaids, was like she went to Hawaii, she ate a lot of food, and she ended up coming back with gastrointest. Oh, I can never say it right, but when I read it, I know it. But basically, she ate so much food, she was just like she had digestive problems when she came back from her trip. So that could be us.
I declined to comment. Anyways,
That would
how
be
was yes, I mean like
me. Or I eat so much food. Not that I'll get like food poisoning, but I think I'll just be like so full and need to do a cleanse because I get that sometimes.
you do that all the time. Every single time you get back from vacation, you're like, "Oh, I need to not spend money. I need to do a cleanse. I need to not eat like unhealthy food because I
Yeah.
ate so much unhealthy food on vacation." You do that every time.
Yeah. Well, when I got back, I was like trying to demand sushi, and Nick was like, "No, you'll die."
Sushi is like rice. That's part of brat,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But the raw part might like destroy me, and it's just gonna like immediately leave my body. So I don't think there's a point.
but you still taste it.
Yeah, for a second, and then I'm in pain immediately.
You eat cheese all the time.
Not all the time.
Well, I guess like what is your update this week? You keep mentioning that you're sick.
My update is I went to Cuba. I've never been to an all inclusive resort before, but this was for a bachelorette, which was on theme. But I'll just mention the Cuba part and how I got sick. I don't know how I got sick. I ate something. My theory is the first day I brushed my teeth in their tap water because I forgot about their bottled water thing. So I was like, could that be the reason why? Because me and the bride, my friend Kathy, shout out to Kathy, we were the only ones who kind of got food poisoning. Everyone else definitely had like an upset stomach, but it was like not as bad as we had it. And I feel like I had it maybe the worst. There's just like liquid lava coming out of me. And yeah, so the only thing that me and Kathy had in common was that we used the tap water to brush our teeth. but Kathy was using it consistently every day. So that's weird. And my other theory was it could have been the basil, because I had a basil pizza. I didn't really eat the actual pizza, I ate the crust, but I had a bite. And then she had a pesto pasta. So maybe it could have been basil, or we had chicken. But I can't remember if the other girl ate chicken, so hard to say. So yeah, I have food poisoning. It's been the worst food poisoning I've ever had in my life. But, so let me go into my symptoms. So basically, I was just like super constipated for the whole time. Like starting from like Tuesday to Saturday. That's 5 days, guys. Basically constipation. And then we were in Havana, and I was like, I literally cannot poop because they do not have toilet paper. I didn't prepare toilet paper, and like I don't know where the bathrooms are. So no, I will not be pooping. And then we got back to the resort, and then immediately was like, I need a bathroom. And then yeah, you know, stuff happens. And then overnight, I just like kept waking up to go again. And I was like, this is weird. Like my stomach usually doesn't do this stuff. Like maybe it goes like twice and then I'm done. But it just kept coming. The next morning, it just kept coming nonstop, and my stomach was starting to cramp up. And it, like I say cramps, but it felt like someone put a fist through my stomach and just started like clenching my stomach. And it felt like contractions almost, and it did not feel great. And to this day, I still have it. So since Saturday, I have been having the symptoms. Today is Tuesday. It has been 3 days now. Not the best. So now I am convinced that I either have E. coli infection or worms. TBD. My mom is currently texting me to go get Pepto-Bismol. I was literally in a Shoppers Drug Mart today, and I didn't have cramps or anything, and like nothing happened to me today, so I was like, oh, I think I'm like done now. But I was wrong.
Thank you for the very vivid imagery that you have painted about your experiences. I am very sorry that is happening to you. If you do think you have E. coli, as I have said, you should probably go see a doctor, as you can die from that.
Live fast, die young.
Oh my god. You literally... Okay. Drink lots of water.
So yeah, so that was a fun time. Like the trip overall was quite lovely. I just had a lot of unfortunate things happen to me. Oh, there was one update. Like, it doesn't really tie into the Bachelorette thing, but there was, like, something I wanted to tell you to get your live reaction. So we went on a catamaran and snorkeling, and this was my first time. For those who don't know what a catamaran is, because I didn't know. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. But you basically go on this, like, boat, but there's, like, no place for you to sit, and it's, like, basically like a raft, almost. It's, like, it's, like, a fancy little sailboat, but you're literally like one with the water. You're like basically lying on the water, and the guy has like a sail. So it's like pretty cool. That day was like very windy also, and I have never been on a catamaran and never been that close to a water before. My stomach's feeling queasy just thinking about it, but like it was just like super like wavy that day, and I get motion sickness on like roller coasters and stuff. Planes, I'm like okay, like boats I've been okay too. But this day was particularly windy. And I was like, whoa. And I like kind of froze up. And like my friend, like the girl next to me, Rosa, was like, are you okay? Like you seem like quite stiff right now. And I was like, no, I'm not okay. Like I feel like I'm getting a little nauseous. And she was like, oh, okay, just like like look at the waves. Like it'll, like if you focus on like a solid point, like it'll throw your orientation off. And I was like, okay, sure. She's a doctor. I'll listen to her. And then we went snorkeling, also my first time, and I guess I get a little claustrophobic. Have you been snorkeling before? Huh, I don't think you would like it. But yeah, you're breathing through your mouth, but it's like, it sounds okay, but then you think about it and you're like, whoa, because you're underwater and you forget you can breathe, and you can't breathe through your mouth, so you can't breathe through your nose, so the whole time you're breathing through your mouth. So I'm like, and like I'm freaking out. So yeah, so it's like cool to see all the fish and stuff, but I also freak out because I'm like, oh, the fish are so close to me. Oh, I'm breathing underwater. So I'm just like panicking and claustrophobic the whole time. So then we snorkel for like 20 minutes. I get up, get on the catamaran again, and then I feel like all the air is like sucked out of me, and like I'm just like a shell of a human being. Like I can't move my legs. I'm like so jelly, And I'm like, whoa. I feel like I was like freaking out there for a second. And then like we start heading back, and the wind is picking up. And I'm like, oh my god, he's going so fast. The waves are going so fast. Oh, also at this point, I lost my hat, and it went into the sea. He went back to pick it up, but my hat was completely mangled. And then, you know that feeling when you're about to throw up and your mouth gets really wet, and I'm like, I think I'm about to throw up. And then the guy is like, oh, you can just throw up in the sea. And I was like, no, don't worry, I won't throw up. And then I immediately turn my head to the side and blow chunks. And I get some on the boat, and the girls are just staring at me in shock. And they're like, oh my god, are you okay? And I have my sunglasses on, and it gets on my sunglasses, on the life jacket, on the boat. We're so close to shore. People are probably seeing me spew chunks. Yeah, so I'm throwing up like a few times. And then, yeah, we're on shore. And then they're like, okay, just go like clean yourself up in the sea, I guess. And then like a guy comes running and is like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And then, yeah, we get back. I tip him very, very graciously. And then they're like, let's take a group picture. And I'm like, no. I can't be in a group picture. And they're like, no, you should be in it. And I was like, okay. So then I hide in the group picture. And then they're like, okay, what do you want to do next? And I'm like, I'm going to go back to the room and shower and brush my teeth and lie down for a bit. Anyways, that was my experience. So I don't know if like Cuba rejected me or if my body rejected Cuba. That's my update. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
It was a very long and vivid talk.
Yeah. You know how you kind of worry that like you get bathroom anxiety, or like, I don't know if I'll be able to fart or like use a bathroom in front of these people. That's how we bond. We just all talked about our poop stories.
That is very nice for you, but I am never going to a bachelorette party.
Because of food poisoning?
Just like a multitude of things, I guess.
Wait, why?
Because I don't know, it just feels like it's just awkward, I guess. Like I don't know. That was like the whole situation has been
You're like, how will I do great. This with strangers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, I think you were a trooper and you roomed with someone that you did not know before. I know you have really bad bathroom anxiety, so I was like, oh no, I knew this was going to happen. Not the part about the food poisoning, but like every part before that and stuff. And then you were like not feeling well, and like just like there's so many things that kind of just like added up, and it's just like, ooh. I do not want to experience this.
I don't know, like, if bachelorettes are like, well, I guess we shouldn't get into it too much yet, but I'll just say, like, I don't know if like the average bachelorette is like usually this long. Maybe it is a weekend, but yeah, I'm definitely not used to like rooming with strangers. That is one thing. But I think it was like a good overall thing. Like, the only difference me and my roommate did have, our friend now, is that we prefer different climates. I liked it kind of cold, and like, you know, Canadians, we like the air conditioning. I like it a little bit cold at night, and she gets cold very easily, and she wanted no air conditioning, humid. I mean, to be fair though, the air conditioning was like blowing on our heads, and like I also don't like that, and if I have it on like too high, I'll get sick too. But I had it on for like maybe an hour or two, and immediately she was sick. So I was like, oh my god, I'm the worst person in the world. But also, are you okay? Why are you like this?
Why didn't you guys like flip around and sleep on the other side of the bed?
We did. Oh, like flip the other side. No, either way would have hit us. Like, it was like high up enough that it was somehow hitting like all of us at once. Like, even when we sat on like the ends of our beds, we were getting hit by the air conditioner. Like, there was not a place in the room we were safe from it. I don't know like what kind of 360 system they had. Like, you had to like reach your, like, first you had to be tall enough and then reach your hand into the thing to like move the grills, which was not possible. Okay. So yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, not the best system.
Yeah, I mean, like, I thought the hotel that you stayed at was going to be the same one that we stayed at when we did go to Cuba in 2019, but turns out there's two of them. So
Yeah, your place looks like swanky from the
Yeah,
outside.
it was so nice. Like it was exactly like the like pictures pictured. It was very like
Hmm.
the hallways were like a little bit older,
Hmm.
but the like everything in the hotel was like very new and very renovated.
That's pretty
So
cool. Hmm.
I thought that's where you were staying. So I was like giving you all these like tips about that, and then you were like when you got there, you're like, "Oh, you meant the international." And I was like, "Oh, I guess."
That's okay. Yeah. I mean, either way, like the food wasn't that great at your place, food wasn't that great at our place. Yeah.
I
So,
mean, that's the thing. You don't go to Cuba for the food.
yeah, but then why do you go anywhere?
I think it's cheap. I think in comparison to the other like warmer countries that have all-inclusive resorts.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
it was my first time at an all inclusive, so I was like, yeah, why not? I don't know if I'll like it, so why break the bank?
I do you think you'll like after this experience, do you think you'll ever go back to another all-inclusive?
Um, maybe like one day, like in the far, far future. Like maybe like a honeymoon or something, but it has to be like a nice, like reputable place. But even then, I feel like kind of yucky staying at resorts. Like when the country is like kind of suffering a little bit and the locals don't even have access to food and they have like so much like economic struggle, I feel like it feels almost like unethical. Like my roommate was saying, it feels like very White Lotus to stay at a resort. You haven't seen White Lotus, but like season one is like very like topical.
Mm. Yeah, I get that. I mean, like most of the time, like a lot of people in like the resorts because they bring in a lot of tourism, which creates a lot of jobs for people that wouldn't otherwise have jobs if there wasn't such like a big tourism thing in the
Yeah.
country. So
Yeah, they were saying that in Cuba, actually, like the resorts are run by the government. Not the not run, but like all the money they make goes to the government, and the government doesn't really give that back to the people. You think they
yeah, I
would?
mean, no, why would they?
What happened to being communists? Share the wealth.
That's fair. But I mean, like, you still get paid working in the resort.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think Kathy was saying like the average Cuban makes $27 a month.
Yeah. But it's like, how much is food and stuff there?
Well, hard to say. Like when we went
Yeah.
to Havana, they took us to a tourist trap, and we're paid like quite a lot of money for a lunch, like $20.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Damn.
Tourist
Well,
trap.
yeah. I'm just saying, I think there's two sides to this, and it's like tourism is bad, but it's not always as bad as like it's the reason why the Mexican cartel never really like go and like attack people that are in the resorts and stuff because like that's how they keep their economy going. That
Yeah, that's fair.
oh,
It'll take them. It'll take Cuba a while to bounce back to the maybe the way they were before COVID. A
the
long,
best even
long
before
time.
going, but okay.
Yeah, still a long, long time. But yeah, that's my update. Who's your
I said it.
beef or crush of the week?
So my beef of the week is, I guess, myself because I was reflecting and I was like, back in the day when I used to do project management, I used to run meetings, no problem. And now I am supposed to do some like kickoff meetings, I guess, for like projects at work. And I'm like, why do I have anxiety over this? Why do I feel like I don't know what to do? So I was reflecting, but I don't really know why, other than I have regressed as a human, or I have more worse anxiety than I had before, or I just don't do it as much anymore, so then it feels more difficult. I don't know, but I feel like all the skills that I've learned in the past not useful anymore.
I think it's the last thing you said. I think you just haven't done it in a while. That's kind of cool that they get an intern to do the kickoff meetings, though. But I think that yeah, you just haven't done it in a while. I don't think it's that. I think like once you do it, you'll pick it. You'll pick up on it. I have faith.
Yeah. I feel like it's just like I think it's gonna be fine, but like when I think about it, I get like a little bit anxious about it, and I'm like, I don't feel like I was this way before. Like I've shifted to become that person who doesn't really love meetings all that much because I'm like, ugh, like this interrupts my like individual time where I could be working on something else. But like before, as like a project manager, I was like, oh, I love meetings. Like that's where I get most of my work done. So it truly is like adapt. What was it?
Improvise,
What's the
adapt, overcome.
yes, adapt is yeah, adapt, improvise, overcome. Which is funny because I've been watching this new show called The Rookie, and someone dies, and like on the tombstone it says like adapt, improvise, overcome, or like something like that. Like it's their name and that quote. It's
But
like
they
what
didn't
the frick?
overcome, they died.
But it's just such a like meme quote that it's like, why did you put this on their tombstone?
That's funny. Um, it's funny you mention all this anxiety stuff because I feel like I've been having, not to turn it back around on me, but I feel like I've also been having like a lot of work anxiety too. Like I came back, showered and everything when I got off the airplane and went back to work. And then immediately like my heart started racing so much and I was like, I know what I'm doing, but like everything that I'm doing, like I second guess myself, like I have all these meetings and I prepare for them, but I'm also like, oh my God, like I have to make sure I say something because it's like a skill that I'm working on. Like I just dread going into meetings with people that I don't know and people that I almost see as like intimidating for some reason when I shouldn't. But like it just like yeah, I feel the exact same way as you. Like this didn't freak me out before, but now I'm just like, holy shit.
Why do you think that's the case with you?
I don't know. Because I'm in my phase of taking things personally, and if they say anything mean, I'll cry. Also, I did take the 16 personality test again, just because, like, like I was reflecting and stuff, like we talked about. My personality changed. I'm no longer extroverted. Now I'm introverted.
Oh damn, I'm still
Mm-hmm.
the same
Really?
personality.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were questions
Um,
like, would you go up to someone at a party or something, like someone new and introduce yourself? And I was like, no. I stick to the people
you
I
would
know.
do that before?
Yeah, I think I would do that before. Like someone I didn't know, I'd be like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" Like I'd be like down to like meet new friends or like say hi to people and stuff. But now I'm like, "Ugh, I want to leave this party." Or like crowds and stuff. I'm like, "Wait, yeah, there were so many questions about crowds. I'm surprised
Yeah.
that you were like, "I'm okay in this."
I was not. I was
Oh,
like, I
okay.
think my extroverted score went down.
Hmm.
Like, I think I'm lower on extroversion as I was before.
Hmm.
Um, but it still gave me the same personality
Interesting.
type. Yeah. Yeah, the whole crowds thing is like even before I'm like I didn't love crowds.
I liked crowds because I was like, it's like nice and bustling. But now I'm like, oh my god, no.
Huh, that's very interesting. What are you now?
Uh, it's called the Defender. It's like, but even when I read it, it like didn't exactly align up with me. Like it made me seem like so selfless, but I'm not. Like I don't trust people that easily. ISFJ. I can
Hmm.
be counted to meet deadlines, remember birthdays, special occasions, uphold traditions, shower the loved ones with gestures of care and support. They prefer to
It's
operate
weird.
behind the scenes.
Do you care about getting recognition?
Of course. Like, of course, like, that's not like why I do it, but like, I want to be like recognized. Like, give me a thank you.
Yeah, I feel like this isn't you because the thing that's called out is defender personalities are known for their humility and they rarely seek the spotlight. Like, not that you seek the spotlight, but also I feel like you're very much like, hey, like,
Look at me.
recognize me.
Yeah.
Recognize that I did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, this doesn't feel exactly right, but my personality has definitely shifted. Like, it's in a weird segue right now.
Yeah. I mean, like, if it helps, there is no scientific backing to the Myers-Briggs. And I think someone told me that started based on, like, some religious thing. Um, so,
Hmm. Interesting. Well,
yeah.
not to spin your beef with yourself, but anyway, I think COVID is to blame. I just feel like it was like one of those big, what are those things called when they like define a generation? This impacted many
lot.
generations. Milestones, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Great Depression did.
Yeah. Like 9/11.
Yeah.
And the 2008 financial crisis.
Yeah, once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really sad. Like, nah, never mind. We don't need
We
to get
already
into
talked
it.
about it.
Yeah, we already talked about this.
We have so much
What
more to
is
say about it.
yeah. What is your beef or crush of the week then?
Well, I have so many things. My crush is, once again, Taylor Swift. That sneaky little minx released 4 songs today or yesterday. I don't even know when, but I think she's trying to gaslight me. Okay, so the first song I noticed, because TikTok blew it up, was a song off her Lover album, 2019. So she released a song called To All the Girls You Loved Before. It's actually really good. Like, I think you would like it. Apparently, like, when she was recording that album, it got leaked somehow, so a lot of people heard it. So then, out of like protest or something, she didn't release that song. So now she did, and then if you go on Spotify, like, you won't see that song like, you won't see that song as like a recently added, but she like snuck it in to be like 2019, so I wouldn't have seen it. So anyway, I was like, whoa, did I like completely miss this song when I was listening to the album? Like, that's so off for me. So I thought she was gaslighting me. And then I mentioned it to Christina, who's also a big T Swiftie fan. And she was like, yeah, did you also hear Safe and Sound? Like, it was so great. Only she's the one who can reunite Civil Wars, the band. And I was like, what? Safe and Sound? Like the song from the Hunger Games? That's so old, Christina. Why are you mentioning that? And then 4 hours later, I realized Taylor Swift had also dropped all these songs from her Red Taylor Swift version, like 3 other songs, like just randomly, without saying anything. Why would she do that to me? But anyways, I forgot how good Safe and Sound was. You should go listen to it again. I would sing it, but I don't want to get our thing like copyright.
Wow. Wait, it's not a new song?
It's like the Taylor's version.
Oh, so this was Taylor's version. She re-released it, but she didn't release it until now.
So it's like new. Like, I don't know when she recorded it. It could have been now. It could have been 2022 when she originally released the Taylor's. Wait, no. Okay, so
Because you said she dropped new music.
Yes, but they're new music, new versions of the originals.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they're not new songs.
Yeah, they're not. The only one that's new is To All the Girls I Loved Before. No, To All the Girls You Loved Before, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not To All the Boys. Yeah, but you should listen to that song. I think you would really like it. It's like kind of poppy. Like, it's not like her new stuff that I know you don't like.
Okay, I will take a listen after this.
Yeah, sounds good.
Is that your beef or your crush?
That's my crush. But yeah, I know I called her a sneaky little minx. I didn't mean it, Taylor. Yeah. I feel like it's criminal that I can't go to a Taylor Swift concert because I keep seeing them everywhere. And I'm like, wow, the production value is like amazing. Like, I think like even as a non-Taylor Swift fan, just like watching it, you can just respect how much effort she puts into it.
I will 100% give her that. I've been seeing like a lot of people reviewing the outfits that she's been wearing, and it's like the same type of outfit, but they're different outfits. And she like changes like almost every single night her outfits, and it's like, whoa, like that's dedication.
Yeah. And like with each city too, like she's done it before, like with her other tours, but she will play them a song that she has never played. She'll play a song that she's either never played live before, or a song that another city has not heard. Like, she changes it up for each city that she tours, which I think is so sweet.
Yeah, and I think that's great. There was like this whole thing where it was like just like Justin Bieber can't sell out like the big arenas and stuff because like he just doesn't really have like any of that like production value that like Taylor Swift or like Beyonce does. And it's like Taylor Swift really puts a lot into her like tours. Like, the amount of effort that she goes to changing it up like everywhere, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Does she still travel by tour bus?
I don't know. I feel like she needs like at least multiple tour buses for this.
Yeah, because
like
it's like Yeah,
Not
because like, does
train.
she just fly everywhere between tours?
I think she flies, but all the other stuff maybe has to go by road. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I thought touring was like so glamorous, and then it's like, oh, actually, you're just on this tiny ass tour bus, and I'm like,
Yeah, and you have to be in like one city in the next within like less than 24
yeah,
hours. Like it seems so lonely and like oh my god, how would you even poop?
I think you hold it, or else you stink up the whole bus.
Yeah, that's literally awful.
Yeah, and you don't really stay in hotels. You kind of like just sleep on the bus.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought it was so glamorous as a kid. I don't know why.
They made it seem glamorous when I played that Demi Lovato game. I
Where
forget
you
what it
go
was
on
called.
tour.
I think it was called Episode. But yeah, like your character went on tour with Demi Lovato. You were the opening act. And then you were like hit up the cute
Whoa.
boys. Like you choose which guy to hook up with and that kind of thing.
Oh my God, it's like those like mobile, like choose your own adventure
Yeah.
type stuff, but
Yeah.
like back in the day. Wow.
But the Demi Lovato one when she like sponsored it.
Um, like how did you get between cities?
A bus.
So you knew that there was a bus.
Yeah. Like they were like, make sure you're
Oh.
back on the bus by this time. And then there was a thing like if you chose something, then you'd miss the bus.
Hmm.
And I was like,
Did you ever
fuck.
miss the bus?
I did.
Oh. What happened when you missed the bus?
I actually can't remember. I want to say that I was dropped or.
The tour?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. It was brutal. But then you had like a second chance to get back in. Like they say choose your own adventure, but then in the end, like there's one big thing that everyone gets. Like you get
Oh.
back into the tour, and Demi's like, "Hey, welcome back."
Wow, I never played this game, but it feels like the type of game that I really enjoy
Yeah,
as a
I feel
kid.
like you would too.
Hmm.
When I say as a kid, I played it in university. Not to out myself.
What the? I was like, oh, cool, like 10-year-old Maggie playing this game, like Disney Channel game, because she liked Demi Lovato on Disney Channel.
Where did you think I had a mobile device?
I didn't think you had a phone. I thought you just played it on your computer or something as a kid.
No.
This is a mobile game?
Yeah.
It's new?
Well, like not that new. It was from like 2015 or something. But yeah, that's when I played it. I was like obsessed with it, and then I'd also get obsessed with the Kim Kardashian game. I'd like go back and forth on those two.
Okay. I thought it was a Disney Channel like type game
No,
and
no.
okay.
This is embarrassing for you.
No, this is embarrassing for you. Where I was like, yeah, totally like a normal kid game to play.
Yeah, moving on to our topic, bachelorettes. Um, like I said, I just got back from a bachelorette trip, my very first one, and I think the first one for all the girls actually. So, my friend Kathy is getting married. She has four bridesmaids. Four? Three bride. Four bridesmaids. I forgot to count myself. Two of them could not make it for personal reasons. And then the other two, me and my new friend Rosa, we made it out. And it was kind of funny actually because the bachelorette was originally going to be like between Montreal or like an overnight like canoe camping trip, so like two very like different ends of the spectrum. But like what is your impression of what goes down at a bachelorette party?
Penis memorabilia.
I agree. From every single movie I've seen, it's just penis, strip clubs, shots,
Mm-hmm.
drinking,
Mm-hmm.
lap dances.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And from what you have known about me and Kathy, would you say we are these types of people?
I mean, I don't think you necessarily need to be that type of person to have like a very movie-esque bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Because like the whole point of the bachelorette party is like celebrating your last days of freedom, or like last days as being not married. So people say single, but not really single. So like you celebrate it by engaging with the opposite sex or whatever sex you're attracted to, I guess. And then you drink because that's what people do. I don't know.
See, when you say it like that, it makes the whole Bachelorette and Bachelor thing seem so weird, right?
Yeah, they're very the where they started and the concept of it is very weird.
Yeah. Like, you really want to celebrate your last days of being single by getting one last penis or one last boob flashed in your face? Like,
Mm-hmm.
weird. Weird to think that you'll miss that.
You might, because it's like once you're married, you're like for real, like
Now it's
not.
now you really can't cheat on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like that's like still a weird concept. Like, if you weren't acting like it before, what is going to change? Like, just because there's a ring on your finger now?
Yeah, I mean, there's like some things where it's like I've seen people like hit on, like not in real life, but I've read about it where it's like they'll hit on someone and then they'll be like, "Oh, sorry, I have a girlfriend," and then that person would be like, "Well, I don't see a ring."
I don't like that
Yeah,
either.
it's sleazy, but like I
Yeah.
mean, it's you're not together with someone until you're married. Like it's a mentality that a lot of people have.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, Also, funny note, we I didn't see it, but Kathy and the other girl, they met a Russian guy at a bar, and he introduced them to his wife and his girlfriend, and was like, "Yeah, we're all on vacation together." And there was a kid involved, and I asked whose kid was it, and they said, "We don't know. We didn't ask. We kind of got out of there." Because we laughed and we were like, "Ha ha ha, we don't know if he's joking or not."
I mean, I hope he like. Nope, I have no idea.
I don't know either. I don't know people's vibe,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they're Russian. I don't think Russians are known to joke.
It's very stereotypical of you, but okay, go on.
I stand by that. Yeah, so anyway, I tried to stick true to the Bachelorette planning. So the planning was on me and Rosa. And Kathy said she wanted like 1 to 2 Bachelorette activities. And she graciously was like, I will pay like up to $200 on it. If you need more, like let me know. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet of her. Like, I don't even think that the bride should pay for the Bachelorette stuff. I think like the bridesmaids should cover stuff. But I was like, there's no way I can cover a Cuba trip. So I'll just cover, or me and Rosa will cover the Bachelorette thing. So we talked about it. We were like, cool. And we came up with our Bachelorette ideas by looking through Pinterest, and I Googled stuff just to see what people did. But I knew the one thing I wanted to do was the newlywed game, because I know we played that, and I feel like it's like good thing. It's like good to remind her that she and Kim are like a unit. It's like a good way for them to kind of bond, even while being apart.
But like, how did you confirm the answers?
So first we all went to Rosa's house the night before our flight.
Yeah.
And then Rosa sent the questions to Kim, Kathy's fiance, and was like, "Can you answer these questions by like X date?" So he sent them over, and then he was like, "Hey, can you record Kathy's answers for me because I want to see what she says?" Which is so sweet. And then like it all happened and stuff. And she was like so shy about it. She's so sweet. She got like most of them right, which is like very nice because that just shows like how open and communicative they are. And then I was like secretly recording her, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I send this to Kim?" She was cool with it. I sent it over like in our individual chat, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is so sweet. Also, can we start a girls group chat with me in it?" And then like by that time I was asleep, and then he just started a group chat with all of us and himself, and he just sent all the videos in there, and it was like, oh my god, like thanks guys for doing this, like this is so sweet. And then he was like, what did he say? He said something like really nice. He was like, I'm so glad you guys are having so much fun, like send more content, like have more fun tonight, or whatever it was. It was like very sweet though. Like, oh, what a nice lad. So yeah, so that was the one activity we did. The questions are actually like quite funny. And I wasn't even the one to come up with them. Rosa, the sleazy minded girl she is, came up with some of them that I was like, whoa, this feels like I know too much about Kathy and Kim's relationship. Some of them were like, who's the better kisser? Who's better in bed? What's your favorite position? How many kids do you want? What is your celebrity hall pass for each other? What is the first movie you saw for each other? When did you know you were the one? Stuff like that.
Send me the list of questions.
Yeah, I went over them with Nick too.
Okay.
You can go over them with
Did
Jordan.
you play the game, or were you just like, these are questions, answer them?
I guessed his, and then he guessed mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we
Oh.
kind of like play the game without keeping score.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not to like roast Jordan, but like, I feel like if you messaged him being like, "Hey, can you answer these questions by X date?" Like, X date's gonna pass, and he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, sorry."
Yeah, that's what was nice about Kim, because I was like, oh no, he's like not gonna do it, because I just know how guys
Yeah.
are. Like, because Nick would totally do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, super sweet. Also, like the like wanting the video of it, and then also
I
starting the group chat, and then
know.
complimenting. Ah,
That's
so
so
cute.
sweet. I know. Huh. A husband goals. Yeah. So that was one of the Bachelorette activities. And then this one, like if she got it wrong, we had like gummy worms. We tried to stay on theme with penis memorabilia. So I was like, we should get penis candy. And then Rosa was like, oh, we can just get it off Amazon. And I was like, no, they don't have that. I think we have to go into a sex shop. So I'll just like awkwardly go into one. And she was like, no, look what I found. And they were the twin snakes Haribo gummies. And like in the Amazon picture, they kind of look like penises. I showed it to you before, and then like I saw them in real life, and I was like, they literally look like snakes. They do not look like penises. But they're like different colored, sweet and sour. And then she has to like pull one and then eat one of them. And if it's sweet, it's a truth. If it's sour, it's a dare. So that's if she got the question wrong. So yeah, for the truths, we just like Googled stuff. And then for the dares, we did like little like things here and there. Like scream out the window, I'm getting married. And even she didn't want to do that. She just kept whispering, which is so sweet. She's so shy about that. Yeah, so that was like one of the activities. Another activity, I got that card game. Shoot, what was it called? For the girls? Yes, it's called For the Girls. It was like a pretty fun game. Like I thought it'd be like kind of embarrassing. I remember I sent it in like our group chat, and Pravi was like, immediately no. Like, I don't want to play this. Looks dumb. And I was like, oh man, I hope like if he thinks that, I hope like none of the girls think that too. But they were like super down, and I think like I was telling you, like you have to be like really into it, like be willing to share like the raunchy details, or like willing to be like to go along with it, because they ask you to do like dumb things or like raunchy things. But like you also have to have like a forgiving group who will let you pass on dares and stuff. So that was like a fun game. We played it for a couple days. So I think,
like multiple times?
yeah, because the first time, well, we tried to do it after the first Bachelorette activity, but we were like so tired and we have to be up early. So then we're like, we'll just like start again tomorrow. So yeah, so that was fun.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm glad you really got like a good playthrough like so many times. Like it was interesting enough that like you wanted to like bring it back out.
Yeah, me too. Because I was worried. I'm like, oh my god, this could be a waste of money.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you could have returned it.
Yeah, if anything. But yeah, I'm glad it was like good, and it was like I think it was like a good amount of Bachelorette activities, because during the daytime, like you kind of don't really want to do anything. So like nighttime was like good. Like we didn't want to go to any of the other entertainment and stuff. And we just wanted to like hang out, get to know each other a little bit, bond a little. Like it was a good group of people. So that was good. And in terms of decorations, I don't know if I sent it before, but I bought this thing off Amazon called Same Penis Forever. And it was like pink glitter sign, and then they had like the tassels, and they were like penis shaped. So my roommate Sanjana like distracted Kathy for a little bit. They were both like the more photogenic ones out of us, so they just spent like almost an hour taking pictures of each other on the beach or like by the sea, and then me and Rosa were decorating. So I bought those, and I bought some like little hangy things to decorate, and then I also bought like the bride and team bride sashes, which I brought back to use for the bridal shower. So I think everything was like Bachelorette themed.
Did you wear like the bride stashes like around the resort?
No, Kathy was too embarrassed to do that. We did it for the dinner, which I thought was already embarrassing enough. And then we wore it for some pictures. And we wore it when Kathy came into the room and was surprised with all the penis stuff. But that was it. We never wore it again.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, like, I feel like you would wear it just so you get free things from people. But if you're already at an all-inclusive, it's like, what are you gonna get for free?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
We did go to, like, the hibachi restaurant, and, like, this, like, we had, like, an older chef, but then the younger, like, kind of cute chef, like, came by. And he was like, oh, like, you guys are getting married. And then we were like, no, she's getting married. And then he was like, oh, nice. And then he, like, bent down, like, took her hand and kissed her on the hand. And we were like, ooh.
Okay.
A lot of Cuban men are, like, very forward. And Kathy was hit on, like, quite a bit.
While wearing the stash?
Just in general.
Okay.
They'd be like, oh, you have a very nice body. Or, like, you're very cute. Cuban men are very direct.
I think that, like, in general, that's a thing. Like, stereotypically.
Yeah.
Did this happen the same time that, like, Kim, the fiance, had his bachelor party, or are they, like, completely separate?
So he has 2 bachelor parties. So his first one was a pre-bachelor party in Montreal. But that one, like, I thought it was going to be a bigger thing, but it was just, like, 3 people, I think. And when I asked Kathy about it, she was like, oh, they just had, like, poutine, smoked meats, they climbed Mount Royale, like, that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, just sounds like a nice, like, guys trip, like, something that I would do too. And then his real bachelor party starts actually tomorrow. So they have, like, 2 nights together, and then he's flying out to Miami. And in Kathy's words, he is going to let loose. And he's going to go to day clubs, nightclubs. And he said that Kathy was holding him back in terms of drinking. So now that's why he's going to, like, drink so much. And when Kathy was saying all this, I was like, why does it sound like you hold him back? Like, you're like a parent to him. Like, what is happening? I'm sure he's, like, exaggerating, but yeah, I just cannot imagine her fiance, like, being a party animal like that.
So, how long is he going to be in Miami for?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay. When is their wedding?
July.
Oh, okay. So it's soon.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like that went by so fast. I feel like just yesterday they just got engaged.
I know, right? And then, so I know this other girl who, like, she was my DECA co-president. Like, we were quite close in university. And she also had her bachelorette, like, the exact same weekend. And I was like, oh my god, is this the same resort? But she was more like, I don't know, like, extra about it, like, aesthetic. Like, they had the balloons that blew up, like, batch please or something like that. And they had the photo wall prepared. They had the bride had the Barbie swimsuit, and then the bridesmaids had, the bride had a white, like, one piece. The bridesmaids had pink one pieces, and they all said, like, Barbie or something, like Team Barbie, or like, come on Barbie, let's party. And then the bride had Barbie. And then they also had, like, these big sun hats, and they were engraved with their names. I don't know what else they did, but I think they just, like, they got the merch. And they had their own hashtag going. It was just the 4 of them. But it was cute. I didn't see any penis stuff, but they were just taking a lot of pictures, which is respectful. They're all very photogenic people.
Yeah. But I thought it was going to be like you got invited to be another bridesmaid.
No, I would not. I'm not close enough with that many people.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, not anyone I know is getting married. I feel like everyone's too young, or, like, not a lot of people want to get married.
You're literally in a bridal party. Like, I don't understand why you're like, oh, no one I know wants to get married.
Except for Kathy. She's the only one I know who wants to get married. Yeah,
exactly.
No one else I know wants to get married.
Well, I mean, you have family that might get married.
They're not inviting me to their weddings.
Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe make some more friends that are, like, more wedding oriented.
Yeah. Anyway, so, like, that's how the bachelorettes have been for our generation, which I really appreciate. And I know, like, people also have stag and does, which I don't really know what they are, but I think that's just a way to raise money for their weddings. Yeah, because I was gonna say, I don't think a lot of Asian people do stag and does, right?
Yeah,
they just got
because it's like, I mean, like, also, like, a lot of Asian parents just end up paying for the wedding and stuff too, or like contributing to the wedding. So, like, in that way, maybe that's why
Kathy and Kim
they
are
don't
paying
need
for
to
their
raise
own wedding,
money.
which is very impressive.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was common
they are
knowledge, so
very,
sorry, Kathy.
very financially stable. And also, if you want to go rob them.
um, yeah, so anyway, that's how bachelorettes have been going. Do you have, I know, like, it's not in your future, but not that it's not in your future, but you don't want it planned. But do you have, like, an ideal bachelorette in mind for yourself?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, okay.
obviously.
What is it?
Wait, do you not?
I do.
Okay.
What's yours?
Wait, okay. Vegas. I mean, like, obviously it's Vegas. You know how much I love Vegas.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, yeah. That's so funny. How long would you go for?
2 days. Probably, oh, actually, get there on Thursday and then leave on Sunday. So that's not
Okay.
really 2 days.
Would you also insist on like bachelorette activities like the sash, penis stuff, strip clubs?
Maybe to a strip club because it's like, when else am I ever going to go to a strip club in my life? But like, I don't know if I go to like a male strip club. Something about like, I don't like it. Okay, so what I don't like about like bachelorette or like bachelor parties is like when they force like the strippers to like dance on like the person who is getting married. And I'm like, I don't want some stranger's junk in my face. So that to me makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. But I also don't
Um,
want like a girl's junk in my face.
yeah, 100% too. But like, I don't know. I feel like maybe I'll just wait for someone else to go to a strip club because like I don't really love strip clubs. I'd I'd wear the stash because only for drinking because you get free things. Because you wear the stash, you get access to things. You get like people are like, "Oh my God, you're getting married! Like that's so cool!" And like I don't know, I do it for the free shit.
Okay, fair. I feel like
Um,
you'd get
and
free
then
stuff if you wore like a birthday sash, no?
okay, like how is a birthday stash any less embarrassing than a bride to be
Yeah, that's fair. That's
stash?
fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stash.
So I don't know why I keep saying stash. Yeah, so Vegas, uh day club, nightclub for like DJs that I enjoy, and then brunch.
Wow, it's like Kim is here.
Wait.
um, would you want to do like bachelorette activities, like the ones that we planned?
Like I think that'd be fun. I'm a very private person. Like I don't know how much information you're gonna get out of me for like for all the what is it for all the girls?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how much information you get from me playing that game. Also, would you make Prabby a bridesmaid?
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah. So it's like if you were to pull that game out.
Be awkward.
Yeah.
For the girls,
So
he's the girls. He's my
yeah, but
girls.
he'd roast the shit out of you.
Oh,
Like he's
yeah,
not
he
really the
totally
type
would.
that yeah, like he's not really the type that's like, oh, very go with the flow type of stuff. Like even if it was your bachelorette party, I feel like he'd be like, ooh, don't want to do that.
If I get him drunk enough, he might.
Yeah, that's fair. That is
Yeah.
very fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe. I think that'd be kind of fun. Like I think it's like you gotta do something in between the drinking and the eating.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
How
guess you could
many
die in between.
how many people do you want at your bachelorette?
I don't have that many friends.
Like, would you invite girls only or like your guy friends too?
See, I feel like I would want like a joint party of some sort, like
With Jordan?
with yeah, like we would stay at the same hotel and then so like we'd have the final night be like a together night, but like the first like maybe like the Friday as like a separate and then the Saturday as like a together and then a
Hmm.
Sunday we go home. So then that way it's like cheaper, more economic, but also it's just like cuz it's like I don't know, maybe Like, so you have like the fun the one night, and then you also have like all the partners there the
Yeah,
second night.
I
Yeah.
get that. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
It's nice because like we're all friends, so it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just like with our friends.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
it's like one night for the girls, and then the second night it's just like everyone together.
yeah.
Which is like I don't love that because it's like the whole like I feel like they're just gonna start screaming like for the boys, and I don't love that.
Patriarchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, that details wise, I don't really know like what particular thing like day to day would happen, but in general, that's what my ideal is. What about you?
I like it very low key. Like I said, my personality has changed. I don't want to go to a single club. I want to do what I would do on a night going out. Let's do dinner, drinks. I have one drink, and then maybe we go to a board game cafe. And then for my bachelorette, you guys have to let me win all the games. And yeah, that's it.
You want to win? That's what you want for your bachelorette party?
Yeah. I was telling
Okay.
Nick this last night, actually, and he was like, Wanda would not let that happen.
He's like, forget.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, maybe she'll go along with it, but I don't think in the end you would win.
But like, why is that what you want?
I don't know. I just think it'd be really funny to be like, it's my last day of being single. You gotta let me win.
Because you're never gonna win ever again in your life.
Apparently. I just think it'd be like really funny. That's why I want to be the one to win. Like, not for like any other like petty reason. I guess that is kind of a petty reason. I just want to win.
Um, do you so like local, don't go anywhere, go home at the end of the night?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what
It's
I think for now. I mean, it could change, but as of right now, I'm like, let's just do a one night, one and done kind of thing.
yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Do you think it was like, did you have a different idea in mind like a few years ago?
No. I think like a few years ago, I was like very much on the same boat where I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, bachelorettes, like the one where you do a weekend trip, like the whole logistic planning and the whole like making my friends sleep with strangers, like room with strangers is like it's already like a mission for me to build up, like to hype myself up for it. Like I can't even imagine like getting my friends to do that. Not that like my friends are worse off, but it's just like, like the logistics of it. Like
Yeah.
I think everyone has like very different personalities, and then I don't want to be the one to like be the bridge in between. So
hmm
that might be tricky.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of interesting because it's like you do have friends from like different areas of your life. Like your friends are not all like,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. So,
And like what Kathy did for a bachelorette is what I like. Like she didn't only invite bridesmaids, like she tried to involve like her other close friends too, which I think is nice. And like I would do the same thing. Like I don't want to just make it bridesmaids. I would do like my friends and be like sorry to the ones who weren't bridesmaids, but you guys can come too.
it is interesting though because it's like I'm sure you had a fine time and I'm sure it was lovely, but like the shit that you went through, like the food poisoning, the fact that you blew chunks off of a boat, like I could do anything. I could make you do anything for my bachelorette party and you would still like be slightly less miserable. Not saying like that it was like miserable for you, but I feel like the fact that like the all the things that happened that were like outside of like Kathy's control.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I feel so awful because like they like each girl like kept checking up on me. Like every I want to say almost every hour. They were like, "Hey, you good?" Like you seem like really like sad. Are you okay? And like at the end of the trip too, like Rosa was like, "Hey, you seem like really sad this trip. Like I know you had periods where you're like on your own and stuff. Like I hope you were okay and you had fun." And I was like, "Of course I did. I'm just recovering because I like died every day. I didn't even drink. I had like maybe two drinks tops."
Yeah. Very sweet of them
Hmm.
to check in on you.
Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah. Side note, have you ever talked to Nick about what he wants potentially for a bachelor party?
I did.
What does he want?
Camping.
Ugh.
Are we
Sorry.
surprised though?
I mean, like, you could camp anytime.
Yeah, I know that. And then after he said that, he was like, I feel like that's kind of lame. Like I could camp whenever I want to. So
Yeah, but like,
he did change his mind.
what did he change it to?
No, he couldn't answer the next part. He said, I don't even know.
Hmm. I mean, to be fair to him, though, like, your thing was a board game cafe, which feels even more doable on an everyday basis.
Yeah. Do you know what Jordan would want to do?
No, I plan to ask him after this, and I will provide an update next week.
I know, like, it's not our nose for each other, but it's like our preference that we don't go to strip clubs. Just because, like, I think they're kind of icky. And I know, like, I heard, like, my friend's brother went, and she was saying he had, like, an awful time because he went for fun. Oh, and she went too. And, like, basically, when you don't spend money there, like, the bouncers, like, kind of shake you down a little bit. Where they're like,
Ooh.
hey, like, spend money. Like, either buy drinks or, like, give money to the strippers or whatever. Like, they want you to spend money. If you don't, like, they ask you to leave.
Okay, never mind. I will never go to a strip club.
Like, maybe they change, but I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, the bouncers make you pay a cover, and then, yeah, they shake you down for more money.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably veto the strip club then. I don't like having to pay money outside of my will, and I feel like it's so much. I could go see a magic show, and I feel like that would be much more fun.
Oh my god, I would love to go to a magic show. I mean, it's not a Bachelorette idea, but that could be really exciting.
People like shit on magicians like quite a bit though.
I know, but I just feel like it'd be so fun to go.
Would you go see like a show for your bachelorette party, like a Second City or like a comedy or like something?
Oh, that could be fun too. But I feel like I could do that. Like it's similar to like the board game thing, you know? Like I could literally do that on like a daily, like a whatever I want to. Like I think that's our thing for anniversaries. Like me and Nick, we just go to a comedy club.
Oh, that's so nice. I would love to go to a comedy club.
You can. No, don't join us.
Tag along on your anniversary. That's so weird.
We'll go next time.
Yeah, I like open mic nights. I think they're quite a fun. So I guess like with this bachelorette experience, what are your takeaways? What have you learned? What are you gonna do next time? Anything like that.
I learned that I am introverted because the rest of the girls were so bubbly and so like positive, and like it was just so easy to bond with them, and I'm like, huh. It's not that like I hated them or anything, but I think it just like takes me a long time to get comfortable to people, like to be that close to open up kind of thing. So that made me more reflective, and I feel like, yeah, not to bring it up again, but I feel like it was just something after COVID that I'm also still working on in my own like work and personal life to try to be more bubbly and open again. But I don't want to like force myself either. So that was my takeaway, to try to do that in my own day to day. And Bachelorette aside, I don't know. I feel like it was good. Like everything that happened, you're right, was like out of my control. I think it was like a good first Bachelorette. I don't know who else is going to get married next. I think I would not go to Cuba again though. Because
what if they're like, love Cuba. I have to go to Cuba.
I will politely come up with a reason why I cannot go. I have a trip. I am also going to Cuba next month.
Oh, just reschedule
it. No, it's too late. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, it was like a good like first time. Like I'm glad I went, but I'm like, don't need to go again right now. I'm good.
What if it was like at another, like not Cuba, but like another all-inclusive for...
I mean, that's another thing too. Like I think after this year, like I was talking about it with Kathy, like I don't know if I'm going to go on any more like big vacations, because like now I kind of want to start saving up for a house kind of thing. So maybe small vacations. So
You're going to Japan.
I know, after this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, then I'll start like saving for a house. Like maybe I'll do like small vacation here and there, like maybe like once a year though. But then like yeah, I think a resort might be like out of my financial means.
Mm. What is a small vacation?
I don't know. I think a weekend trip like somewhere local, like to the States or like in Canada.
Oh, okay. I see. What if your family goes on a trip?
Hope they're paying for me.
Wait, so like if I get married like after this year, or like if I have my bachelorette party after this year and I want to go to Vegas, would you go to Vegas?
Oh man, that sounds so fun. Maybe. Yeah, probably.
What if you're my maid of honor?
Oh, then yeah, I would for sure go.
Okay. I understand what the stakes are now. Okay. Carry on.
Well, no, I feel like I would still go if I was like a bridesmaid too. Yeah, I think I would like still go as a bridesmaid because
Okay.
like it
Just
sounds like fun and like we had, I think it was like a close enough. It's like a close enough trip. I think. Well, Cuba's only like 3 or 4 hours away too. But I just feel like because we're in a place that's not too different from home, where I can get a toilet and water. You know what I mean? And good food. And like there's a chance that Nick could be coming. Then I'm like, okay, they check all these boxes. I'm coming.
I see. Okay, those are your boxes for future vacations.
Well, not that Nick has to be there like for a bachelorette,
Yeah.
but like it's like a good box
Bonus.
to check. Yeah, nice to have.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good to know.
Imagine me telling my mom, me and Nick are going to a bachelorette.
What would your mom say?
My mom would be like, what? What kind of bachelorette has Nick there?
Well, he's the entertainment, so
He's the stripper.
he's gonna I was gonna say like perform like close-up magic, which feels more aligned with
He's the magician. My mom would be like, what?
I want to see the tricks. Oh. Anything else?
I don't know. I don't know how to be like know what temperature you guys prefer before like rooming together. But
I think it might be like worth it to maybe like have or like as like it sucks, but like as the bride or like the husband, what's the groom,
yeah.
have the groom like facilitate that conversation of like, hey, like we should match people up based on like these preferences. It's like
Yeah.
choosing what table they sit at,
Yeah.
right? At like the wedding.
Yeah, but I think, and I'm just assuming, but I think like Kathy had her preference of who to room with, just because like she's grown up with Rosa, like they're basically like sisters. So I think like that would made more sense for them to room together.
Is Rosa a bridesmaid?
Yeah, I think she's the maid of honor
Okay.
actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was like, because you said like, oh, like not everyone was like a bridesmaid, so I was like, oh,
No, it's just
like
the one girl.
okay, your roommate.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So I
That's
think
funny.
like in this situation, like I don't think that would have worked. But I think in like I didn't even think it'd be like a thing like to consider. Because honestly, like before this I'd have been like, I don't care. But yeah, me waking up in either hot flashes, her waking up sick. That was definitely like a boo boo.
Yeah, and like good for you for being so like chill, I guess, about everything. Like not saying that you're not regularly like a chill person, but you were still very chill, and you still gave like and you still made it about Kathy, even though like with everything else that was going on with you.
I'm actually not that big of a trip. Like she also had the same thing, and she was like, "I'm gonna go swimming," and I was like, "I don't think you're supposed to go swimming when you have diarrhea."
Poop in the ocean.
Yeah. Well, they say don't go in a
You know,
hot tub, I think, or pool when you have diarrhea.
yeah, I think that's just like a disease type thing. I think like the ocean is vast enough that I
Yeah.
mean, like the guy told you to throw up in the ocean. I'm
Yeah.
sure like the fear of having diarrhea is like not
Yeah.
something that is yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, seems like a great way to close off the podcast.
We once again come back to poop.
Yes, I am glad you had a semi good experience there. If we don't account for all the things that were outside of your control. And we all hope you feel better soon.
Thanks.
But in the meantime, go like us and follow us on social media, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Go like us and listen to us wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. And join us again next Thursday for another episode of Apologetically Me. Bye.
Bye.